Hi, this is Joe again with another review. And for the start of this video, we're going to do another sports documentary video for you. It's called, actually the original show originally came out in 1985, and I happen to have a video of it since then. It's called The All New Not So Great Moments in Sports. This is actually the second show of three shows that was hosted by then New York Mets announcer Tim McCarver on HBO. And the original title for the show was The Son of the Not So Great Moments in Sports. I think the original special came out a year, either early in '85 or the year before, in 1984. This is the second show, and for some reason, when the show came out on video, and I got this as a part of my gifts for subscribing to Sports Illustrated, which was came out. This was in 1988 as a part of the Sports Illustrated promotion at the time. They also got like an Olympic pin set for the '88 Olympics, and of course the next swimsuit issue, which was the 25th anniversary one, which I previously did a review of the swimsuit issue. And this was also a part of that, the promotion gifts to get people to subscribe to Sports Illustrated. But unfortunately, the thing is that there was about 15 minutes cut out of this video. It was a 1 hour, about like 10-15 minutes of it. And two stories were cut out of it. And one story was a golfer who, I forgot which golf tournament it was. I don't know if it was, I'm not sure if it was the Masters or the U.S. Open. It was one of the major golf tournaments where instead of putting down a 3, the guy put on a 4, or the golfer's caddy put on a 4, and he missed it by one stroke instead of being a tie. And there was one story that was cut out of it. Another story was about a famous marathon runner who ran the wrong way, or ran off course or something. And for some reason, those two particular stories were not on there. But the rest of the show is on here. And of course, if you can see on the cover, you see one of the particular stories, the George Brett Pine Tour game, which we're going to get to in a minute. The very first story that's on this video is now a major motion picture that was directed by Angelina Jolie called Unbroken. This is of course the story of Louis Zamperini, and that was the first story on this documentary. That's how I knew of Louis Zamperini, and the story was that he was a runner in the night, and the reason why he's even on this video is because he was an Olympic athlete. He ran the mile in the 1936 Olympic Games in Berlin, and after that he actually went into World War II, and his plane was shot down, and he was declared dead. So officially declared dead, they was able to collect his life insurance money and was able to keep it. So it made kind of like a humorous part of it because he was declared dead. Even though what happened was he was captured by the Japanese, and he spent the next 2.5 years of World War II as a prisoner of war. That's what happened, which was featured in the movie I mentioned already, the Unbroken movie. So what happened was he was declared dead, and they named a Louis Zamperini Memorial Mile in 1945, and of course he came not too long after that. That's when Louis Zamperini returned from the dead, pretty much. And some of his close friends and close family members said to him, "Oh, why do you have to ruin? We named this mile after you, and you came home and you ruined the whole damn thing." And what happened was they ran the mile the next year, and then there was no more Louis Zamperini Memorial Miles. They ran in Madison Square, the old Madison Square Garden at the time. But I don't know if it's going to do it now because of the hoop of the movie, and then of course Louis Zamperini had died a year or so ago. But that was the first story on there. So they do show sports bloopers, and of course mistakes were made by broadcasters or broadcast networks. Most notably the 1947 Preakness, where the caller called the wrong horse on the stretch drive of that race in the Preakness. Of course, the next major mistake was some 21 years later with NBC with the hiding game, which was hysterical with the hiding game. Then you had Rich my friend Christine Moore did a last November. He did a spoof with a review of or TV trash review of Angels in the End Zone, which was a TV movie made by TV movie made by the Disney Channel, and he spoofed the hiding incident on that video. Then of course they had other controversies like with the long count with Jack Tunney and I forgot and the Tunney match, which was also fun. Then of course they talked about the Pine Tar game. And there is a version on here, or there is a story on here about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue with the famous model Elle Macpherson, which was a pretty funny because they read letters from subscribers and readers of Sports Illustrated to letters to the editor complaining about the swimsuit issue. And those letters were pretty funny, and they read it, I think by 4 letters, something like that, and that was pretty funny bit. Along with, of course, the Pine Tar game, and of course they also did a bit with the Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King match. And also a pretty funny bit as well they also did on here was 1976, the famous match. Well, there was a couple of famous matches. They had the 1976 on closed circuit, which is the really early days of closed circuit television. Years before pay-per-view. With Muhammad Ali versus Antonio Inoki, which was a wrestler versus a fighter match. Antonio Inoki was like, I don't know if that'd be a fair comparison, but it was like the Hulk Hogan of Japan. And he wrestled, he had a match with Muhammad Ali, a boxer versus fighter match. And so that, on the same card, before the Ali Inoki fight, they had a match between Chuck Wepner, who was the inspiration for Rocky Balboa in the Rocky movies, versus Andre the Giant. And that specific match took place in Shea Stadium in New York. And they showed what happened in both matches. And I think the Chuck Wepner Andre Giant fight you can see on YouTube. I'm not so sure. I think also the Ali Inoki fight as well. But you can also watch and check out. You can check out those particular matches on YouTube, and it's pretty funny to see. And also during the Andre Chuck Wepner match, you'll also see Gorilla Monsoon in that match as well. And of course, you had bits with other wrestlers versus firemen, like Jack Dempsey also had a wrestler versus fighter match. So they do that every so often. I mean, most recently you have Floyd the Money Mayweather versus the wrestler the Big Show at the WrestleMania a couple years ago. I think like 2 or 3 years ago you had a fighter versus wrestler match. And of course, it was also one of the few times when the fighter actually won the match. It probably was decided ahead of time, made up that Floyd Mayweather was going to beat the Big Show in that match. But that's the most recent fighter versus wrestler match. But in terms of the video, you also have stuff with Darryl Dawkins, Chuck with the slam dunks. And you had also other little funny baseball bloopers with referees, where umpires would get hit, with referees in football being hit. Of course, it also has one of the most famous or infamous controversies in sports, which was the 1972 gold medal game in basketball between the Soviet Union and the United States, which the U.S. got screwed out of the gold medals, and you will see why. And there was also a famous documentary on it, I think HBO did it, and I'm trying to find it on YouTube and I can't find it. Well, I have trouble finding it. And also they have stuff with one particular controversy where the Raiders won a football game or a fumble that it was for covering the end zone, so the referee scored a touchdown and won that. So they have various infamous moments in sports. And also a few years later, they did a third. In 1990, there was a third version of Not So Great Moments in Sports. But I think also when that came on video, they also cut it down by 15 minutes. I don't know why. But in terms of the video, if you and you can't see parts of this thing on YouTube as well, this particular version, but the quality is not that terrific. But you can check this out on YouTube as well. Especially, of course, the bit with the Python game, which is, of course, hilarious to me because the Yankees got screwed. Anytime when the New York Yankees get screwed, of course, is worth watching. And the whole Python game is on YouTube as well, the entire game. Well, unfortunately, it's not used by the Kansas City. I like to hear the Kansas City broadcast of that game. On YouTube, is the New York Yankee broadcast of it. I like to hear the Kansas City broadcast of that particular game. But in terms of this video, it's still one of my favorite videos. I always like to bring it up every once in a while and watch it, and I still laugh over the bloopers on this thing. So let me review of the Not So Great Moments in Sports. Please check out the video. Please read it. Feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. And also, you can also check out my videos on RallyC.com as well. Some of my older videos with RallyC.com. And also, you can check out Rally's videos as well on there. So please feel free to check it out on YouTube and on RallyC.com. You have two choices to check out my videos on instead of just one. So if you want to see some of all the videos, you don't have to go crazy scrolling down looking for my videos on YouTube. You can check out RallyC.com's website, and you can see some of all the videos on there as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.